We are in our series, Peacemaking in Conflicts, and our topic number 2 is identifying conflict behavior. In my young years, I always tried to avoid conflict. In our family, one often avoided conflicts. There were things that happened and we never spoke about them. And when I had conflicts with friends or conflicts at work, there were moments where I rather avoided this. And later on, when I got married, whenever there was conflict, it was something I saw as really bad. And in years that followed, as I grew and as I matured and I reflected on these things, I saw that in every conflict, I actually learned something. I learned about relationships. I had insights into my own heart, in my own behavior and responses. And today I would say that conflicts have actually been a real opportunity to grow. And if we manage this with our attitudes, to move from feeling that conflicts are something really bad and switch over to, hold on, here's a conflict, I can actually learn something for my life. If we can do this, we have a good attitude, and this will help us to move forward. Someone once said, we cannot avoid conflicts coming into our lives, but we can determine how we will deal with these conflicts. And there are 3 ways we can deal with these. Firstly, one can be on the offensive. That means you get louder, you could scream, maybe you get aggressive, you stubbornly stick to your point of view with a hardness, and there's aggression. The second option is you withdraw. You don't want to speak about the problem. You don't want to deal with the conflict, and so you withdraw from this relationship that has caused hurt or offense, and you know there's a frustration here, we're not going to move forward. And there's the third option, and this is the best option to choose, and that is that we speak to each other, that we find a compromise, that I try to understand the other person and that they try to understand me, and we find a way how we can both reach our goals. That is maturity. And when we do this, we have the opportunity, and we've used the opportunity to grow as people. We decide for ourselves how we're going to respond. We can decide for the right reaction in the conflict, and we can strive for peace. In Matthew 5, verse 23 to 24, it says, "So if you are standing at the altar in the temple to offer a sacrifice, and all at once it occurs to you that someone has something against you, then leave your sacrifice before the altar. Go to the person concerned and be reconciled to him. Only then come back and offer your sacrifice to God." And what this is about is, don't be on the offensive. Don't withdraw. Look for reconciliation. Try to strive for peace. When we try to avoid any conflict, it shows a character weakness. But when we have that courage to go and say sorry, or else just to find out what is this all about, what is the problem, that shows a character strength. And this character strength is exactly what we need so that we can lead teams and churches, and also that we can lead a good marriage. Character weaknesses make things complicated, and character weaknesses lead to bitterness and division. The conflicts that we've had in our church over the years that we haven't been able to resolve, 2 or 3 relationships that were really difficult and fell apart. When I look back, it's about people who weren't prepared to take responsibility for the fact that they had made mistakes as well. that they had faults. They just closed off. They weren't prepared to reach compromises. They attacked. They saw everybody else as the ones who had fault and not them. Conflict resolution is a test that comes to every growing leader. And if you're a young leader today, for sure you will have conflicts come your way. And how you deal with this will help you to grow. It will also help you to be the leader that you need to be, because you will have conflicts. They are going to be there. And the question is how you are going to respond. And it's so important that we make every effort to be peacemakers. It's your responsibility to deal with conflicts. In Matthew 18:15 it says, if a brother has wronged you, go to him and point out his fault. If he listens to you and admits his fault, you have won him back. When your brother has wronged you, you go to him. Don't wait for him to come to you. You go to him. That's the right attitude. And conflict is an opportunity. You choose the right reaction. So a few tasks for you. Which conflict behavior is typical for you? Think about this. Which conflict behavior is typical for your team, or for the group that you are leading or working with? And then number 3, what can you do? What can you all do to improve your conflict behavior?